guys, Crystal Hutchins here. You know me as Poker Chic. That's one of the ways you know me. Of course, I'm trying to help people learn more about the intuition and reading energy fields, and this just goes along with everything spiritual. It just so happens to be that the way I make my living is by playing poker and utilizing my intuition and empathic abilities has really helped me. So just by saying that, I want everyone to understand that I'm not discounting math. There's more to the whole scope of poker than just learning ideology, statistics, and math. I think it's a mistake to discount that there's more ways to win at poker than just by being on the good side of statistical knowledge. To put it in perspective, learning how to use the intuition is actually kind of a challenge, and it's sort of like, you know, being on the receiving end of someone whispering into a wind tunnel. There's a huge part of learning how to hear the still small voice, as some people call it in the spiritual community, that is like, it's there, but it's very, very, very quiet and challenging to learn because there's that still quiet voice in your mind, and then there's the monkey mind that's always going like this. And they sound the same. So to learn to discern between those two is the goal, right? And so there's just no reason not to try to learn how to capitalize on your intuition. So I guess what I'm just trying to say is, like, just by choosing to decide that there's no such thing as intuition or psychic abilities, again, not saying I'm psychic, I don't like that term at all, because I can't tell you what's going to happen next Tuesday, or, you know, I can't tell you if you're going to meet the love of your life this year, anything like that. But there is the intuition, which is more of a feeling than anything, and learning how to feel what your intuition is saying to you gives you an edge. And why wouldn't you want to have an extra edge? Like, I never studied statistics or books or read any poker books, but I have an edge. And it doesn't mean that I don't have to study those things, because I kind of have, just by playing poker for so long. I have kind of like a running slate in my mind of probabilities based on experience. So I can see the value in people who don't have that amount of time chalked up to trying to learn how to, you know, get better without having to put all that time in. But for me personally, I'm really more interested in how can I keep on increasing my edge over people who are all studying the same thing. And almost no one is studying the intuition, and that's why I do. In fact, the reason I got interested in poker was because there's tons and tons and tons of free tournaments in Anchorage, Alaska, where I live. So we can go around to these bars and like clubs like the VFW and American Legion and stuff like that. We have all these poker tournaments that are free because gambling isn't legal here, so it's a way for bar owners and club owners to get patrons in by offering these free tournaments. So I actually found playing poker to be a fun way to learn how to increase my intuition, because I saw it as just an opportunity, as like, look, 5 cards are coming out, but only 3 at a time, and then another, and then another. And I have to know by the end, am I going to have the best hand? Not do I have the best hand right now, because, you know, you also have to learn many, many other aspects of the game, like, if I bet, will they fold? Because I want them to fold. if I bet, will they call? Because I want them to call. These are all things that over time I've, sort of have experience at doing. But learning to use the intuition is a very powerful tool in trying to gauge whether your bet is going to have the effect that you want it to have. So that's what I'm doing here with this Poker Chic show. Also, what I'm doing here with this Poker Chic show is I'm trying to introduce you guys to the people that I play poker with, because we have a great time. We're friends, we get together every weekend. There's a group of us, so it's rotating. So some of the people are very hilarious, some of them are very interesting, and I want to weave their stories into this offering that I'm doing here at Poker Chic. But the point of that is that we, myself and producer / director of photography on a very cool Emmy-nominated show called Shades of America, are working on a television show called Poker Chic. And, well, that's the working title right now. Anyway, development takes a really long time. So while that's happening, because it's going to take forever and I don't have any patience to wait, I want to let you guys get to know the characters of this potential reality show. My friends, my fellow poker players, I think they're really awesome. And we have great conversations. And we have interesting conversations. And to me, that's one of the most fascinating things about poker, is how it doesn't rule anyone out. It doesn't discriminate against race, against health, against, body type, against intellectual ability. Like, pretty much anyone with a body that still moves can sit down at the poker table and have a shot at winning, because there is a lot of luck still involved. That's why another reason why I really, really, really want to promote, is that the right word? I really want to help people understand why intuition and using your intuition and energy reading, I call it, some people will call it like the auric field, or like vibes. There's a lot of terminology. The terminology doesn't matter. What really matters is that you understand that every person has an energy field, and you can learn to sense things about that energy field if you pay attention. These are the things I'm trying to teach on this channel. Jack's either.
Yeah, I wish I was shallow like that, but I'm not.
I don't have it.
I think that's why I be like,
No,
Got two to go, guys. Sandra, your first.
you
200,
shouldn't
guys.
be like that. You should.
when people
I
buy
don't
me
even
stuff all the
know.
time, like I had this boyfriend I was very in love with.
200.
He was an amazing person. He was like a genius, literally.
But he was poor.
But also,
You didn't have good sex, right?
no, it was great.
Oh, it was great.
was
And
shallow.
he was
It was
a
the best
millionaire.
poor sex she's ever
And he
had.
was
He just
really?
made you feel like he was trying to buy your affection after a while, huh?
I had to tell him to stop buying
Yeah.
me stuff, because
What?
even though
Yeah.
his gifts were amazing, like
Salvation
they were so
Army, Valley
thoughtful,
Village, the whole
like
nine.
what I,
Option?
like the way that he would even
Nordstrom
go
Rack.
about thinking about giving me a gift was
Yeah.
mind-blowing, despite
7
the
players.
gift
That
itself.
sounds terrible.
I know, just after, I was like,
I would hate
just
to have
like-
great presents every day.
Some women are like that, but some
Well,
women
then
love
what do
that.
you
Right.
want?
Some of us
I
don't.
just want, like, he
Just
had a more
companionship
of a
is
hard
nice.
time expressing affection, like he was doing it through money, and I was like, just
800.
tell me that you love me.
But that
like,
was the
With
only
money.
way he knew how to do it.
I know.
Golden
Yeah, that's
I've had
probably what it
multiple
was.
conversations over it. I was the
800.
first person he ever had fallen in love with.
So if you guys
Well,
have
if that's the case,
conversations,
then maybe he just
then he
didn't
is
know
expressing
how to
himself.
express it, so that's how he
Yeah,
expressed it.
yeah, that was.
Are you saying that you knew that he loved you?
Change.
I did. It's just I wanted him to stop spending money on me in the attempt to express
That's what he
it.
wanted to do, and that's what he had. That's his
I know. I'm like,
Never in the right.
You
You
can't
never
no,
win.
no, no,
You can't win for losing.
Can't win.
I know what you're saying. Like, I should have been appreciative. I was appreciative. I just wanted him to understand that I didn't need that.
All
I
the way.
loved him. Like, I didn't need him to buy
Okay,
me gifts.
if he didn't have that, well then what was he gonna do?
Oh, you know what? He
Like, write it on a
started
piece of
fucking
paper.
like,
Like a total
yeah, he
potato
started
head.
like, I
Well, yeah, I mean, come on. Now, what
Yeah,
were the
you
odds
said
that
good things were
both-
coming my
I
way,
told
you know what?
lost
You were
this
right.
huge snow
What were
part
the
in the
odds that they both had a
snow,
flash?
and he set
Come
up
on,
his
y'all.
camera, ran
Don't put out there like you
downstairs
got the hand
to
when you know
the
you probably
down
don't. You
part,
should better
got in the
low.
middle of the
Nah.
heart, and it was like, he started
Everybody's
doing shit
different.
like that when I told him to stop following me.
Oh, what a terrible
He
boyfriend.
was
Still bounce
amazing.
them?
Terrible boyfriend.
No, I went
What
for
a
it. That
piece
would
of
make me
garbage.
uncomfortable.
What
He
a,
died.
how dare he?
What?
He
I
died.
feel like I'm being
This last tournament that we played, we got into a discussion about the difference between people who get into relationships for love and people who get into relationships for the wrong reason. I was trying to explain that the love of my life, while he passed away 6 years ago, was one of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life. And he was a genius. And there's no one like him, unfortunately. So I've spent, since he passed away, I've kind of had to adjust to the idea that I might never meet someone that compliments me and matches me in the same way. We never argued. I mean, we did argue, but we never rose our voices to each other. We used intelligence and emotional intelligence to solve our issues. And I just have never, I really whenever I meet someone, I end up being the mentor of the relationship. And I really don't particularly love that position. I really want to meet someone who's smarter than me that I can look up to. And so I was trying to explain in this conversation, the reason I'm explaining it now while I'm showing it to you is because it came off sort of nonchalant, like he died, like no big deal. It was a big deal, but it was 6 years ago, and I've had some time to adjust. And I was just trying to explain that even though he was very wealthy and had access to a lot of money, I don't particularly care about a person's income. I never would ever even consider I would never consider dating someone because of how much money they have. Of course, I can take care of myself, and I don't want to have to take care of someone else, so I would like whoever I potentially date to be financially secure. I don't particularly want to be showered in gifts because it makes me feel weird. It makes me feel like someone thinks that they need to do that for me to love them. And I just want the person I'm with to know and understand that that's not what matters to me in a relationship. What matters to me in a relationship is love and respect and being able to trust someone, because especially even having to do with I'll just put this out there. I don't care for sex for the sake of it. It just doesn't appeal to me. To me, sex is a way to intimately connect with someone. So I don't objectify people. I don't look at someone and be like, oh my God, it's so hot, I gotta get me some of that. That's not how I think of relationships. What I'm looking for in a relationship, just so you guys know, I am available on the market. But no, I can't leave Alaska because my youngest kid is still in school and his dad's here and we share custody and he loves Alaska and I just can't move. So if I was to meet someone out there in the poker community or whatever, they would have to relocate to Alaska. So basically they would kind of have to be financially independent in order to do that. And I was just explaining in this conversation that really went off the rails that my boyfriend that I was completely in love with was amazing. Just as a person, just being around him, he was hilarious, he was a genius, we had the best conversations, we had amazing sex, but he kept, and the gifts he would buy me were like crazy, like thoughtful, but I wanted him to know that he didn't need to spend money to show me his affection. And so, you know, I just had a couple of conversations with him about how it wasn't like needed or necessary. I was like, you know, I just want to hear that you love me. That's like really it. Like, we're already having the best relationship. You don't need to keep me by doing all these really thoughtful things with your money. And so then he started doing really thoughtful things that didn't cost any money. And so as I'm telling this story to my poker friends, they're like, oh my God, what a horrible guy. What was wrong then? The sex was bad? No, nothing was wrong. The relationship ended when he died. And it sounded nonchalant, as I said. I feel like that's why I'm over-explaining this. It sounded nonchalant when I was saying it. It wasn't. It was a year of pure recovery when I lost him. Like, I didn't even think about dating someone for a year. And then I got into one of those situations where, like, you meet someone who's kind of cool, and it just, like, there were issues that kept coming, and you ignore them, and so it went on for too long. And so I'm to the point in my life where I mentally understand and I'm okay with the fact that I might never have a partner again. I'm old, I'm 45. If I meet someone, they have to be amazing and intelligent, and yeah, I think it would be really cool if they were a poker player, because this is a really weird reality to make a living playing poker. And also what I'm trying to do, obviously, is extend that out into a larger capacity and, like, hopefully expand my ability to make a living playing poker beyond my weekend home game. I am especially interested in going to the WSOP this year. I'm also going to Vegas at the end of February to play a tournament, or maybe two, just a couple days. It was that stupid Cyber Monday flight sale. I couldn't resist it, so I booked a couple days in Vegas. I'm kind of interested in playing a tournament at the Wynn, just because the owner is vegan and I've never tried the buffet. Someone brought it up recently, and someone else had said that they had gone and said it was amazing. Now, I've gone to the Wynn and I've eaten at a few of the restaurants there, and their vegan dishes are amazing. That's another thing. I'm not gonna date anyone who isn't vegan, because I don't want to share a fridge with someone who's gonna have carcasses in the refrigerator. That's just a thing I'm not willing to do. It's not a like, I think I'm better than you or anything like that. It's just, I don't want to open the fridge and see dead bodies. Alright? Okay?
Oh, well.
I've been there.
I
I've
understand,
done
you know,
that.
like I said, he's a social
But
potato,
no one
so
can
he's,
measure up to-
that's how he shows his affection, especially if he's not used to it.
I've
Yeah.
been
Social
there.
potato.
Yes.
But a lot of rich men or women,
I know.
a lot of
It's
women
hard
that
to
gravitate toward them, they won't stay
Anything
around
like
Well,
if
think
they're
about a lot
not
of parents
spending
that, a
money.
lot of parents do that with their
So-
kids though too, so I mean,
Yeah.
It was
it's
the
So it
only
seems
time
like,
in
I
my
think it's like a
life
learned
ever
behavior,
that,
though.
like,
I mean, he probably
literally,
didn't mean to do it.
Like,
He just,
literally.
in
But
the
he could, so
entire
he
time
did.
that
Yeah.
we were
Like,
together,
it wasn't
we
no
never,
crime.
neither
Hey.
one of us raised our voices to
That's
the
a
other.
deer in the headlight looking there.
Not once.
Oh man, I can't even imagine how monotone the conversation
Shut
with
up.
you two.
Can't even
I'm
do
like,
I mean,
that.
I could-
I love you.
yeah,
Yeah, I really love you too.
Greatest.
I
Oh,
hate it when I can't even do
I
something.
just want to
He
scream.
told me
from
to.
over
Because I think
here.
America never had the looks to be shallow like that, so.
Whoa! What's
Sandra.
going on
Damn,
over
she went
there?
did it again.
Again?
Did you
I
figure
don't
out
like
what
that. Just
No,
give me
I'm
the
stuck.
You mean
winner.
you haven't been playing with hot garbage this whole time?
Yeah, I mean,
$400.
I feel like I'm working in laundry.
Oh shit.
Oh, we haven't lost anyone yet.
Hmm.
Working on it.
I'm working
You
on
guys
it.
are holding on to your chips. Tippy.
I'm gonna start calling these hands and I'll be out real quick.
This is the longest game like this that I've been in. You usually go over it.
I know, usually it goes so fast.
Option?
Just need to put the handle down, then.
Holy guacamole.
Hello.
Ow!
I got there.
I was referring to the Mexican dinner.
1,000 cents.
Holy guacamole.
Well, we've gone around one time.
Uh-oh, sounds like the big double D's over there getting restless.
Sure am.
Are you getting bored, Denny?
Not really. I haven't got kings yet.
Try Jack. They're good for. They're good for folding.
I hope I don't get queens if you get kings.
I had 10s, that's the best
I hope I
hand
get
I've
10-6
seen.
offsuit and someone gets kings. And then I get 10-6 on the flop. I'm gonna give you a crystal. Yes.
I don't say that.
You think it out loud.
I never like fucking
I'm
any two
called.
cards.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh,
You weren't too happy with my Jack 8 off.
Ace rag is.
Wait, you bluffed it. You didn't hit something with it.
Ready?
Sandra?
That's what I was gonna do.
Wasting my
I
time
never
over here.
said I was gonna tell you
I
anything.
thought we agreed to that.
You need to warn a bitch
What are
when
you
you
gonna
do
do
stuff
now?
like
You
that.
have to let her put her hand on your thigh for a little while. Just let you know.
Yeah, I had
Oh.
Next time
Is that how we do
I
it?
had to fold that
That's
two
okay.
cards. I had to fold those exact two cards.
I ain't gonna answer the phone next time you call me.
I'll phone a friend.
No, get the downtown card, downtown.
What did
Not
you
even the
say,
answering
Liz?
machine.
What do you say,
Really
Miss
good
Amy?
hand, but not that good.
Amy,
You sent it?
Amy, I have pocket aces. What was I gonna do? You
I believe
somebody.
you.
Especially how aces seem to get cracked on rivers.
That's
you
right.
got to push them.
You gotta do that.
You
You
got to
gotta
push
do
'em.
that.
Did you have B aces or?
If I ever had pocket
have
aces, I would
pocket
do that.
aces.
Yeah, I mean,
So what suit was
you
your
have no
Jack deuce?
choice when you're
What?
doing
What
like
suit was
that.
your
My
Jack
son
deuce?
said.
I didn't know what you said.
She doesn't play Jack Deuce. Her son told her never to play
Oh.
that
And if she
hand.
had it, we would know.
Yeah, I wouldn't play that.
Sandra doesn't play no Jack Deuce. That's like
I
the
don't
one
play no
hand
Jack
she doesn't
Deuce.
play.
She said no jokers and Harley Quinns for her. Yeah, you're all mixed up, Sandra. All mixed up.
Thunder, Sandra.
What?
Thunder.
I love it. I'm not the only one that says what.
Call.
Dang. We got a caller?
Yeah, call her.
Koala.
A koala.
Koala.
Somebody
the
keep
hell
me
is
out
that?
of
It's
here.
fine.
Keep me out of here.
Someone's getting tired of that.
We got a caller,
Got a
ladies
caller.
and gents. We got a caller.
Check.
Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Take your chips, calling.
Wanna see one?
Show it. You have to show it, don't you?
Show bluff.
No, you know what I see?
Yeah, she said no.
Show
That's
your
a
bullshit.
He knows I don't freaking
Nice
bullshit.
She don't play.
Dan.
I do not
Honestly,
play.
she
don't
I'm not
Then you gonna flatten your hat over
playing.
there.
I'm not playing.
All right, look,
I'm
I'm
not
looking for a
playing.
four-way action here.
Whoa,
You
sir.
got the extra, sir.
Hey,
Pay extra,
hey,
JJ.
You know, I know.
Not playing.
you one person extra from a menage a trois.
Just want that out there.
We know it's your birthday,
Oh,
but
that's
we're
right.
gonna have to calm
You
down.
guys, I forgot it's JC's birthday. We gotta let him win one.
Birthday.
Oh, happy,
At least my
happy Snook Day.
Can we sing you happy birthday?
Do it.
Ready?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear James. Happy birthday to you. And many more on Channel 4.
Thank you. Now just fold on demand
What
and we'll be good.
What happened at the name
You'll
party,
win this,
guys?
I'm
We
hoping.
forgot his name.
It's his
I think
birthday.
he just has a lot of different nicknames because they went all kinds of different directions.
Mine was just blah blah blah.
We forgot his name.
That's
Everybody around the
messed
street could probably hear that.
Happy birthday to somebody,
Everybody
and
sing
then
happy birthday each time.
and
we have
then
names,
just
like, oh,
forget
this
their
is
name.
my
I
birthday,
think we're gonna call them. I was nice about it.
Man, they have a lot of birthday parties over there.
Oh, sorry. Apologize. Well, seeing as how I got more than the number of callers I requested, I'm gonna check and wait until I flop my bolt and then check again.
Oh, you were serious about that menage a trois plus one?
No, menage a trois.
Yeah, that's about what it was. Some menage a something.
Menage a quad.
1,000.
Your color is so good, girl.
Thank you. I try. I do. I try.
That would be actually menage a quatre.
Yes, menage a
Yeah.
trois.
I think it's like, well, yeah, that's
Got a crab.
We got see, and that's what
What a
happened.
kicker.
Ah, nice.
Yes, sir.
Did you two come together or not?
Should be any.
Mhm.
Do you two come together or not?
Why would I come with him? He ain't my husband.
I'm just asking.
Is that how it works?
So,
That is usually how it works when you have a husband. You usually come with him.
Yeah.
But no, Sandra, I
You
didn't.
know.
Really fucking depends
Apparently
where
it's been
he's
a while
going.
since
You know
I've
what I'm
been
saying?
Exactly. He's going the wrong way. He might be coming by himself.
Depends on how much money he has.
Whoa.
that's TMI.
Oh, okay, Mr.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Max,
four
I don't
people.
know
Okay.
exactly.
Sandra started it in my defense.
Hell do I know?
All two.
Hell do I know? Not a lot. I'd be rich and unfamous. Right?
All two.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry.
Rich
And that is the way to
best.
be. Exactly.
Hell
You know,
yeah.
every time I'm getting ready,
Why do you want to be
I'm
rich
getting ready
and
to bluff.
famous?
You
I don't
fucking
want
just
to
a
be
little
nobody's
bit.
victim. I'd rather be rich and anonymous.
Hell yeah.
Anonymous.
Anonymous. Stay out my business.
You know what's the fucking worst though is being famous
Five
and not having money.
Yeah, like
It is terrible. I've only experienced it
You mean like
on a
everybody on
small
Instagram?
scale, but like no. And when I used to perform a lot, it was like I couldn't go anywhere in this town without everybody fucking knew who I
800.
was, but I didn't have any money.
okay, I got one better than that, Crystal. Try not ever being famous a day in your life, but literally like Cheers, everywhere the fuck you go. It don't matter if I'm in Alaska or another state. Everybody seems to know me, and I swear I don't know none of you people, but they all know me. Oh, hey Shay, how you doing? Hi.
Girl, stop
No,
putting them damn
radio.
videos out on YouTube.
No.
I don't think that's where they're at.
I'm not Lardassi in the networks. No, I'm gonna get famous the right way, not on my back. No,
I didn't
no
say all that.
videos. No videos.
I didn't go there for the record.
You talking about don't put them videos on YouTube? Them the only videos I know on YouTube that make a female famous.
Makeup
I don't think
tutorials.
you're allowed to have
Makeup
videos.
tutorials, absolutely.
Yeah, there's some other
100% real shit.
Look, so that lets you know I don't know nothing about that. I don't even know where you can upload them
And
videos.
twerking.
I'm talking about YouTube, and you can't even do that on YouTube. I don't know.
Nice.
So no, I think that's an okay requirement to have of someone that I date. But anyway, yeah, there's tons of really cool vlogs out there. I like a few of the poker vloggers. I especially like the Drawing Dead, Jamin's vlog. I want to say blog, but it's a vlog. A vlog. And that is because I accidentally met him by getting seated next to him at the kickoff to the Moneymaker tour last, was it August? Early August, I think. at Stone's Gambling Hall in Sacramento. I just happened to get seated next to him and he was really cool. We had a great conversation. In fact, we might even get together sometime early in the year and do some vlogging together. That would be fun. But yeah, so basically my vlog is not going to be a bunch of hand breakdowns. It's going to be 1 to 2 consistent, what I feel are interesting ways to help you improve your game, not necessarily by learning anything statistical, but by learning how to better utilize and trust your intuition and your ability to understand other people's energy fields and how they relate to you and what that says about what's going on in their hand that they're holding. These are things I don't think anyone is teaching. So go ahead and go to the comments section and put down any kind of questions that you have about the intuition. I will pick something and use it in the next vlog. But, just a little tip, you gotta be a subscriber for me to pick your topic. So, if you have a specific interest in the intuition or reading energy fields or anything like that, try to formulate it into a question, put it in the comment section, and make sure you're subscribed. And my next video might have a shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Alright, I hope you enjoy meeting my friends. I think they're really awesome. Some of them are hilarious. Some of them are very smart. Some of them are really good poker players. And some of them are still learning. But honestly, aren't we all learning? I've been playing this game for over 12 years. And I feel like I just started.